Hey everybody, this is Juan Martinez of the ezyville network, and welcome to this box break of Top Star Wars. It's a retail blaster box that I got from Target, and I waited until after the movie came out, or at least until I saw it, to actually open it because I wanted to see how actually spoilery these cards are. What you're hearing up there is the Millennium Falcon. No, just kidding, it's an airplane. I live pretty close to an airport. So, just wanted to see how spoilery these cards are for people who maybe haven't seen the movie yet, although I'm not sure why you haven't seen the movie yet. And, as a warning, if this is like something you want to crack open before you actually watch the movie. So, let's get to it right now. Alright, so last time we opened some Top stuff, turned out pretty well. Well, at least that was a WWE thing, but let's see how well we do with some Star Wars product this time around. So this comes with 10 packs plus one medallion card, which I'm guessing is separate from the other. Alright, so there's that. So that's going to be the quote-unquote hit of the box. So let's open up these first and see how the pictures or descriptions of the card spoil the movie or not. Okay, so what we got here is a jockey from... I keep forgetting what the name of it is. Fathier Jockey. Oh, it's on Canto Bright, yeah, the casino area. So, spoiler warning again for people who are, watching this. I've got BB9, General Hux, the nefarious Captain Phasma. So, do these descriptions. Yeah, so there are definitely this is something you may not want to pop open. So this is Canto Bite. Why that's significant, you'll find out in the movie. Although, as it turns out, it was more of like a misdirection or just, quote unquote, like something for Finn to do in the movie. Which is crazy, especially considering he was like a prominent role in the first movie. Alright, we got Poe, a blue version of the Fathier Jockey. I wonder what the odds are on these things. They've got a Rey card right here. Then we've got set pieces. And here is the scene in the, well, I guess like part of the finale. It's not really, that's not clear obviously in this card. Yeah, see, they're not going to put like a description or anything like that. But yeah, no, I mean, this final scene is like, it's just a masterpiece. Like, Rian Johnson totally killed it in that final battle with like the red salt and all that stuff. Really kind of like giving you the impression that it's a really epic battle, so you can see like where those junky old starships that Finn and Poe were like riding on were headed towards. There's that giant canyon thing with the AT-ATs. It's always cool to see the AT-ATs, AT-ATs. I always call them AT-ATs, but yeah, it's always cool to see the AT-ATs in like a setting that's not snow, because we're so familiar with them in like, in Empire Strikes Back. Then we see them in Rogue One, and then here in Last Jedi. Although I'm not sure if they are still like, there may be like evolved versions of the AT-ATs. So here's BB-8. Yeah, so it's giving away like bits and pieces. So this one, the BB-8 says like he's also a companion to Finn and Rose on their adventure at Canto Bight, right? Then we got Rose. Yeah, it doesn't exactly explain like Rose's like why she's prominently featured in the movie yet. So there's a little bit of mystery there. There's BB-9. I like how BB-9 is just this evil version of BB-8. It's basically just in like force. I mean, like in black. So that's wild. All right, just turn up the color and he's evil. So this card is funny. It's a Chewbacca and a Porg, and yeah, when you watch the movie and you see that Chewbacca actually like killed two Porgs and tried to eat them, like it makes their friendship so much more weirder. Like I get it, like Chewie's got to eat, but like to show that scene, I know they were trying to play for laughs, but it kind of came across like, man, Chewbacca's kind of mean. Like he couldn't find anything else to eat other than those adorable things. And like all the promotional imagery of Chewie and the porgs hanging out are like, oh, they're so friendly and fun with each other. But it starts out in this like really kind of messed up way, where Chewie's like, "Oh, I'm about to eat this porg," and all the other porgs that are still alive are like, "No, don't do that." Oh no, that's crazy. Like I was in shock, considering like how they hyped up the Chewie porg relationship, and then to see what the actual reveal of how they become buddies or not is actually crazy. There's even like a storybook. I actually saw it at Costco. There's like a children's storybook of Chewie and the Porgs like being buddies, and it's not really it's explained why they're buddies. Like, you know, Chewie's like finding them annoying at first, but they don't actually like show in the kids' book that Chewie killed some Porgs and ate them. Oh, tried to eat them. At least they didn't show Chewie actually eating them in the movie. But yeah, what? Huh? I can't believe they went that way. So here's a resistant X-wing, which is always weird to see an X-wing without like some hints of orange, but you know, colors of the resistance nowadays. I can't get over that Chewie Porg thing. Like, if you're a kid and you're thinking, oh, they're gonna be best buds, they're gonna be hanging out. No, it starts out in the worst possible way. And then we've got this infamous scene where, yeah, this is. It's called an octo. Riding along the coast of Octo. Oh no, it's the coast of Octo. Oh no, that's the name of the place. But this is the infamous space cow where Luke gets his milk from, and I'll admit that was kind of shocking, but also at the same time, it seems like a very Luke Skywalker thing to do. The police of Canto Bite, and then like again, it's just, you know, showing off a scene. It's not really spoiling anything. It's more like the descriptors in the bag telling you if like if something's going on. Then we got another General Hux, more Rey art cards, and then more sets. Okay, so here is the bridge of the Supremacy. It's called Supremacy, huh? And then we've got Rey on Octo. I'm not sure if this is. Yeah, this is. It seems like when she's already like managed to convince Luke Skywalker to train her, and this is, I guess, like, you know, bits and pieces of the training. I don't know if this is when she knocks off a piece of her living quarters yet, but yeah, Chewie and Porgs. Chewie and Porgs is a thing. Alright, so here is the Resistance transport pod. Is this the pod that Finn and Rose take off on? Here's a Rey card. Rey is, as you'll probably can tell here, is obviously the most popular character. He's featured on the packs, on the box, everywhere. Daisy really totally killing it. So here's a green card of Armour Malu. Here's a R2-D2 blueprint card. First Order TIE Fighter. It's not exact. No, this is not the TIE Fighter that Kylo Ren gets in and almost murders his mother in. That's not funny at all. And then here is the, I guess it's called the Game of Zinbittle. I wonder if that's a thing that's already out that people can actually play. If there's like sets out there, box sets where you can like play. It's like, it looks like a card game, so I wonder if there's like a really fully established game out there that people can play with this thing. But yeah, Canto Bite is not really a, I don't know, it really did feel like a distraction, just something for Finn to do. Like, I get the idea of the people, the characters that are there at Canto Bite are these super rich, you know, figures, and they don't really necessarily have a side between the Resistance and the First Order. They just go with whoever pays them. And I get the war, the privateer aspect of that, you know, companies and all that, making that money instead of like, you know, picking a side or something like that. And I understand what they were going for. It just felt like busy work. Felt like busy work for Finn and Rose. And here's General Emmett, who gets like a pretty neat like solo scene for like a couple seconds when they end up at the salt planet, which I mess up the name again. But yeah, like he's just walking up there, and I'm like, ooh, okay, sure. At the crate outpost, so he becomes a general. Okay, so he was actually a major. I forget like where his role is. So yeah, at the crate outpost, and then we've got a purple Kaithrinali, at least looks like a resistant pilot. Hopefully he didn't die. Then an art card of Kylo Ren, illustrated. And outside the casino. So I haven't seen any cards yet of the throne room or too much Kylo Ren stuff. Wonder if that was like, they're not showing off that stuff because it kind of like reveals way too much. Okay, we got Wood Beam. Got a waiter droid, Poe Dameron, who at least has like a pretty decent role this time around. Like in Force Awakens, you were like, oh, I wonder if like Oscar Isaac is really gonna do something, even though like the original plan was for him to actually die early on, but they decided to keep him, which is a good idea because he's a pretty cool character. And yeah, no, Poe actually works in this case. In terms of like trying to lead the resistance and all that stuff and doing his own kind of rebellious thing. I mean, he kind of looks like a dupe when the Laura Dern character and General Organa kind of like let in on like what the actual plan was. But yeah, no, it kind of shows like what Poe is capable of and that he is capable of leading as long as you tell him what the actual plan is. And this is a Praetorian Guard. I keep forgetting what they're called, but yeah, no, these guards end up being like really awesome in the movie, and like taking care of like Snoke, protecting him, even though they fail miserably at the end. They all die, kind of die, or they just straight up die, get lightsabered in the face. But they put up a really amazing fight against like Kylo and Rey, so that was pretty awesome. Then we've got a TIE Silencer, which is, I guess, yeah, no, this is the one that actually Kylo Ren rides in, as he has conflicting thoughts about murdering his mother. Crazy. And now that we're on that topic, actually, I want to talk about this. Look, I appreciate that, we finally reveal that, Leia is Force aware and is capable of using the Force, but I wish it was in a way that was a little bit more subtle than basically making her Space Mary Poppins, was the joke on Twitter. To show that part, and to be like, oh, wait a minute, so she can survive an explosion, which is, I guess, fine, but to be like out in space and then to be able to use the Force to get her way back into the ship is a little wild. It's like, okay. Like at first I was like, okay, well, I guess this is how they're going to end Carrie Fisher's run in the movie, by giving her an end that is similar to Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy, but guess not. And they use the Force to get her back into the ship, and that was weird. Like, what's going on? Like I said, it's like we always made sense. It always made sense that Leia was Force aware, but she never actually used it, or just never got around to like really honing her skills as with her Force powers. But to able to like just break that out, like in a way, it's like, wait, what? It was just so sudden. Like, it was just sudden. Like, I'm cool. I would have been fine with like Leia just being a Jedi instead of like the general who has to like keep everybody in check and just kicking ass. But like I said, it was a shock, and I don't know if anybody else, like Kylo, was shocked or anything like that, or anybody else, or Rey felt that or whatever. But anyways, yeah, that was just wild. And then here's a First Order Dreadnought, which was part of like the major first set piece action sequence in the Last Jedi. And yeah, no, it's a huge ass Star Destroyer. It's pretty damn big. And yeah, no, I mean, I guess knocking one off was worth it. Although it did set in motion the movie The Last Jedi. And I don't have a problem with the way the movie started, with that little like slapstick between General Hux and Poe, where Poe is like talking smack to General Hux. Like, I was fine with that. I thought you know, that was actually pretty funny. I don't see people who are like, oh, that wasn't funny, or that's not part of Star Wars. I'm like, Star Wars has always been about like jokes and like petty insults. What are you people talking about? Okay, and then we've got Kato Conics. I'm forgetting that name. Got Porg. Killed by Chewbacca. Aww. Kylo. Poe Dameron. And then we've got a BB-8 resist card. And some more Canto Bite action. So that's, yeah. So I guess that's the part that we're really featuring in these cards. Because, like I said, it doesn't really play that big of a role in the grand scheme of things of The Last Jedi. It's basically more of like I said, just stuff for Finn and Rose to do, and to introduce the DJ character, which is not even explained in the movie. Like, what's his name? Benicio del Toro's character. Like, it's not like you find out his name's DJ. You actually have to find that out after the fact. And you got Resistance Soldier, another Canto Bite, like, Gambler, another jockey. You got an art card of Finn. And then the trenches of Crate. God, I keep forgetting that. So, yeah, it kind of gives you an idea of, like, what's to happen here, but it doesn't really give you, like, you know, a really prominent action scene. There's not even, like, soldiers, resistance fighters in there in the trenches as of yet. And then we've got, yep, more Chewie and Porg. More Chewie and Porg, where it looks like they're the buddies. They're super helping each other out. But, yeah, no, it's just... No, the origins is just a little weird. And yeah. So last pack. And then we've got the First Order Walkers, which is awesome because it gives BB-8 like a chance to really shine. Like, who would have thought BB-8 could pilot one of these things, like, you know, without like a resistance fighter or somebody in there alongside it. Then we've got Captain Modem Kennedy. I think he dies like in the first like part of like the dreadnought, like when it blows up or something. I think that's when he dies. And then we've got a Meepers Panpick. So this is like somebody in the Canto Bite Casino. The guards, which are awesome. So it's called the First Order Heavy Assault Walker. It's not actually an AT-AT. So like I said, seeing them, it's an AT-AT, whatever. But seeing them, seeing these things at the at that scene in Crate is just awesome. Like, I love just seeing them in settings that are not snow. And yeah, you know, Finn almost like pulls off like, you know, the worthy sacrifice, which, you know, I mean, it could have gone either way. I guess it would have been fine if Finn had gone out that way, but you know, then we wouldn't have Boyega for the next couple of movies, and that would suck. And then finally, we've got a Anodyne. Is this the... Oh, okay, so this is like the Resistance, part of the Resistance ships. I think it gets blown up, though. Ugh. Okay. So, in conclusion, these cards are mild spoilery. Like, it doesn't give you like any story bits or anything like that. It's more of like, these are like settings. These are like sets, pieces that the characters are actually going to end up on. There's not a lot of, you know, stuff on the ship. You don't get to see like, you know, Snoke. You don't get to see like what Luke and Rey go through in the training. So it's mild spoilers at best. You know, it's not going to tell you like what Kylo does or how to turn or not turn happens, or what Luke's eventual fate is, or anything like that. So you can actually, I mean, if you're a fan, you're a super fan or anything like that, and you're into like the card stuff, you can definitely open these packs without having to worry about like being spoiled about the movie. So if you had opened this before the movie came out, I mean, you would have like, you know, known like, oh, this is where they might actually end up, or this is like this ship, this fighter, this walker is going to feature prominently in the movie at some point, but it doesn't tell you exactly what their role is. So you're fine. You'll be fine opening these cards without having to be spoiled about the movie. So now let's open up this medallion card. and see what's inside. And you have received a commemorative emblem from Star Wars The Last Jedi. May the Force be with you. And it features a porg with an emblem of R2-D2. Well, that's pretty cool. I like the way it looks. It's pretty neat. It's gold. It's porg. I like porgs. Porgs are neat. Wouldn't kill them to eat them. Chewy. That's messed up. But yeah, that's this is actually pretty cool. Not bad. Not bad stuff. I mean, you know, if you're going to go get something, I mean, it might as well be something as neat as a porg with R2-D2. I wonder if that's, the gold is like anything special in terms of like the odds. Let's see here. Base guard parallels. Character portraits. Character sticker. Let's see. Oh, okay. Approximate odds per box of finding. Manufacturer medallion parallel. Silver, gold, black. Is there a number on these? No, there's no number on these, but it's a gold. I guess these are like 1 in 88 boxes. But it doesn't have a serial number on them. Wait. Yeah, no, it doesn't have a serial number on there. But, or if I'm not seeing it. Well, anyways, it's a porg with R2-D2. So, yeah, I would consider that a hit. It's a pretty cool hit. But, yeah, no, this is cool stuff. So, there is your box break of Star Wars The Last Jedi with a porg that Chewbacca shouldn't really eat. So, thanks for watching, everybody. This is Juan Martinez of the ezyville Network. Find out more about the network by going to patreon.com/ezyville. That is ezyville. Subscribe to that. It's how we keep things going. It's how we, you know, open these boxes. It's like how we pay for that. It's how we keep the videos ad-free. It's how we keep the podcast ad-free. So definitely go check that out if you subscribe. And, of course, there's going to be exclusive content on there that you just won't see anywhere else. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you at the next thing.